Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is my first update for my Pandit palette of 2026 and it's my Pat Macgrath Moonlit Seduction palette. If you haven't watched the intro yet, I will link it down below, so go watch it first. And I would say, let's reveal the inside of this palette. You wouldn't believe how much progress I am having. It's incredible. And there's a reason for that, but I will tell you that when I've revealed it. So let's get into it. So this is what our palette is looking like. I was able to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pans in this palette. I mean, how good is that? I feel so invincible at the moment and so kind of proud of my progress. I mean, I know that in a lot of the eyeshadows I've already had really good dips going, but still it was kind of incredible. But I also know why it happened. And that is that I was on a work trip for almost 2 weeks and I brought this palette with me. And then only, I think, 2 other eyeshadow palettes. I will quickly grab them and show them to you. I did also bring these 2 mini palettes from Natasha Denona. This one is the Mini Sando and this one is the Mini Starlet. And I felt like they would be great additions to my Pandit palette and it worked out beautifully. This is one of my favorite topper shades and these 2 I love as cool toned transition shades. Then I had something lighter here to buff out something, and because of my Pandit palette I don't have any lighter mattes. I felt like this was a great combination and yeah, it was perfect. But this was of course the star of the show for almost 2 weeks straight, and it really shows. Like, I didn't have any other eyeshadow palettes with me, so I was digging into this so much. And also when I'm on work trips, I have some, like, let's say some time off in between, some some evenings that I'm at home, and playing with makeup and creating looks and stuff is like really a way of some creative outlet for me. It's like a relaxation thing. It's yeah, for me to wind down from the stress, to just dig into eyeshadows and apply them and stuff and play with them. So I do use it a lot. On work trips I use a lot of makeup actually, so I'm also bringing a lot of makeup because I know it's something that I really enjoy in my downtime to have. And so this was in just great use all the time, and yeah, it worked out perfectly. So let's get into some close-ups and let's talk about each individual pan. So let's start here. I hope you can see it in this one. We have a really good dip. I've started also using this as a highlighter and it looks beautiful. It's a perfect, like, everyday easy highlighter on me. It's a bit bright, so like it's almost a bit too icy, but it's exactly on the edge that I still like it. Then this one here, I've used it for 3 different purposes, so I feel like in this one we will have a lot of progress also in the future, because I use it almost every day as an eyeliner because I love using eyeshadow for that, and this is actually deep enough. It almost looks like a black when I apply it. Then I did also start using it in my brow, and for that I just have to have a very light hand with it, so I only use a tiny bit of shadow each time. I basically go in with an angled brush. I pick up some product, then I push the brush into my, like, here on my hand, and I whirl it until it loses almost all of the pigment, and then I feel like it's light enough so that I don't get overboard in my eyebrows, and it works really well that way. So yeah, two great options for this eyeshadow to be used. And then also I use it in my hairline sometimes because it's exactly the color of my hair, so it's also useful for that. So I think although it's a giant pan, maybe this one would be one that we could use up during this year if I continue using it like that. And I mean, why not? It's a perfect shade for all these 3 purposes. Then this matte here, I used it a ton. I hope that you can actually see the dip. there is a dip forming, but it's getting, like, it's super slow. So I think the two remaining matte shades here, this one and this one, they will take the longest time to hit pan in them. This one I've used a bit less than this one here. I really like this, this, I don't know, reddish, brownish color, almost terracotta, but with this reddish, sometimes even a bit maybe pinky base to it. It looks really good on me, but I'm not always in the mood for a shade like this. So if I had like a cool tone neutral in this palette, I would use it way more. I did use this one a lot for what kind of shade it is, but also I feel like there's a lot more work to do. This one I used a bit less because it is quite lilac. What I love about these two eyeshadows is that the quality is so amazing. The quality of these matte eyeshadows in this palette is stunning. I really, like, they are two of my best eyeshadows that I have in my collection quality-wise. Because the stunning thing about them is that you can, like, I dip my brush in there. And then I first apply it very intensely on my outer corner. And then they are so good, and I feel like that's a sign for a really good quality. If you can use the same eyeshadow to then blend it into the crease, and you get like a look that is that has dimension, that has contrast, and you only use one eyeshadow for that. And I feel like that's something that only really great formulated matte eyeshadows can do. So I can make it deeper in the outer corner, I can blend it out into the crease and make it lighter, and it still looks perfectly blended, perfectly even. And that's what I can do with these two. And I feel like, yeah, they are just so amazing. So I will keep working on them, but I know that this one, as I mentioned, because it's a bit more lilac, it's a bit like not as neutral as this one here. So I use it a bit less, but I love the quality of these two and I will keep using them. Then this one here, definitely my least favorite shade in this palette. It's a bronze shade that I just don't like on me. It is too, I don't know, too warm toned, too yellow toned actually. And also it's a very basic shimmer formula, but I've started using it as a base sometimes. So I just apply it first and then I apply every other shade on top of it. So it's basically covered up. I tried to use it on its own with the lilac because sometimes I like the combination of purple and something more golden. But because it's such a basic shimmer, it just didn't do anything and the color is really not good for me. So I've discovered again that it's not really working for me. So I use it as a base. I want to hit pan in this one and then we will franken it into a shade that I will enjoy a bit more. Now let's get to this one here. As you can see, I have a really good dip, I have a really good pan. This one here was quite useful, more useful than I thought, because it was a really good cool toned basic eyeshadow that I could combine with the rest to make every look a bit more cool toned looking, because like the mattes are so warm leaning, like these two, this one not, that like it was good to apply this one sometimes on the outer corner or on top of them, and then when I blend it out, it has this super charcoaly deep base and you can blend it out into like a grayish color. So it was great to kind of create a bit more of a cool toned looking shade. So I really enjoyed it for that. I first used it with my finger, but then I wanted a bit more detail, and also when I use it on my lower lash line I need to use a brush. So that's how I got down there. And then these four here, yeah, funny enough, this one was the first one that I fit pan on. I know I've hated on this eyeshadow so much in the past, and it's still not my favorite, but I use it basically all the time when I use this palette, because this, again, because it is so white, straight up white sparkle, it also turns all of the looks that feel like a bit too warm toned, it turns them into more neutral, more cool toned looks. So I basically use it all the time. It still is a bit crumbly and it still feels like it has not enough binding liquids in it. It's too loose and I have a ton of fallout with it, but because it's so tiny micro like sparkle in it, I can live with it, but it's not my favorite. And if I had a choice, basically, I wouldn't use an eyeshadow like this. But because I want to use this palette as a whole so much, this is still useful enough to use it. Then I also, every time I use this one, I also use this one. This one is very yellowy golden on me again, so not my favorite shade, but that's why I couldn't hit pan in this one. But I have a really good dip going, so I think it's not taking too long. So in the next update, I'm sure I will have hit pan in this one. And then these two here were extremely easy to hit pan on. This is a weird looking eyeshadow in the pan because it always gets these dark patches. It's so weird, I never had an eyeshadow doing that. But this is a very beautiful and sparkly eyeshadow. I have really fallen for it. It's a great formula. I really, really enjoy this one. It's also pulling a bit warm sometimes, but I also can make it work. Usually I top it with this one and then we get a bit more of a cooler look. But like using this one in the crease and then this one on the lid is basically like my go-to everyday neutral look for work or something. So yeah, it's a very useful eyeshadow in here. And then this one here is just the most stunning eyeshadow in this palette. You know, it has like a berry, almost magenta base, and then like the green, blue shift and sparkle. Here you can see it a bit in the mirror. It's just like the perfect, interesting neutral or like blue-brown pigment eyeshadow. I use it all the time. It was so easy to hit pan in this one. I don't use a lot of it though because it's super intense and you need just the tiniest amount of it. So I didn't hit pan in this one very quickly. I think overall, let's look at the whole palette again. Overall, this one was definitely the first one I've hit pan in, then this one was the second. Then I think it was this one and this one because I just used them every day for like everything I could use them for. And then as a surprise, I also hit pan in this one. So it was like after over like a week or a week and a half or 2 weeks already, I did hit pan in this one and I was super excited about it. And then this was a total surprise that I could hit pan in this one also. I wasn't expecting it and yeah, it did happen naturally, so I'm happy. I think we're on a great start with this palette for this year. And I just have to keep going. So of course my goal is to hit at least this pan until next update, but I would also like to hit pan in this one here. And I think in these two I can only plan to have some more progress to show you. And that's it. I'm really happy with this palette. Like I don't have many things that I don't like about this palette. It's really only this eyeshadow here. And I know that just these two they have just big pans. They have a lot of product in them and they're not shades that I can use really every day because they're just not cool toned, and that's just my go-to standard comfort shade. But I still love them and I think I want to try to create some Franken blushes maybe with these to get a bit of the product like pulled into a different category of my makeup collection. And then I would also try to use up the blushes, of course, during the year. I think that's something I want to try. And for now, I have to say that there is only this shade here that I want to Franken, but the other ones I really like as they are. And I don't think that I'm going to Franken anything very soon because they all like have their purpose. Maybe in the future I want to like merge these into one or something like that, and maybe try to put a bit more binding liquid in them to have them a bit better, like, you know, to not have them crumble off so easily and to not have that much fallout. But I still use them and it's not like, I don't care too much about some specks of like super micro glitter on my face. I mean, if I use something from an indie brand, the shimmer eyeshadow, a really sparkly one, I also have some fallout. So yeah, I can live with that, but I would prefer if it wouldn't be like that. But I don't feel the need to like exchange these into other eyeshadows or something. And I will try to include some looks in my next update. Let's hope I can do it. I haven't found a way to really capture them good and then add them to my videos yet, but I really want to do that again. And I hope that you enjoyed this update and this project in general. Let me know how it's going for you and if you're also working on the Mothership palette. And Also, if you have worked on one, let me know how long it took you to use it up or to hit pan in every eyeshadow, especially how long it took you to hit pan in the mattes, because I feel like this one is not counting because I use it as an eyeliner. And so I have a super tiny dense brush that I can get very deep down very easily. But with these two, I of course use a bit more of a fluffier brush, so it's harder to hit pan because it's just a wider field that I'm using. Yeah, so I think, yeah, I would just like to know your opinions of this palette, of my progress, of everything, and I hope that you did enjoy today's video, and I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye.